All right. Hello, everyone. This is Jenny Dye. I am joined by, what's your name again?
Tonight it's John Dye.
Tonight it's John Dye. Okay. Thanks for joining us. We posted earlier about what we're going to do Sunday. That's why we are with you right now.
Who's we?
Okay. Mormon News Report podcast.
Okay. Because this actually is going out to multiple channels, and Mormon News Report is one of those channels.
Yes, it is. And so, all right. Let's pretend we're starting over again. Hi, I'm Jenny Dye. This is John Dye, and we are here to talk about some of the changes that have happened today. As many of you know,
today has been crazy.
Yeah, maybe one of the craziest. Today is Thursday, March 12th, 2020, for reference, because, tomorrow's Friday the 13th. What could go wrong?
What absolutely could go wrong?
It's been, there's so much going on so quickly that it's kind of hard to keep up. And so one of the major announcements, though, today, of course, is that, well, let me just share with you an email that came through. You probably all received it just like we did. This email today came from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It says, update, member gatherings temporarily suspended worldwide. Dear brothers and sisters, as promised in our letter of March 11th, 2020, we continue to monitor the changing conditions related to COVID-19 throughout the world. We have considered the counsel of local church leaders, government officials, and medical professionals and have sought the Lord's guidance in these matters. We now provide the following updated directions. Beginning immediately, all public gatherings of church members are being temporarily suspended worldwide until further notice. This includes stake conferences, leadership conferences, and other large gatherings.
Huge. Has this ever happened?
Leadership services, including sacrament meetings, branch, ward, and stake activities. Where possible, leaders should conduct any essential leadership meetings via technology. Specific questions may be referred.
That's why we're doing this tonight.
Specific questions may be referred to local priesthood leaders. Further direction related to other matters will be provided. Bishops should counsel with their stake president to determine how to make the sacrament available to members at least once a month. We encourage members in their ministering efforts to care for one another. Actually, it says for one other. Oops.
Oh, does it?
It does.
In the email, it says something different on the website.
We should follow the Savior's example to bless and lift others. We bear our witness of the Lord's love during this time of uncertainty. He will bless you to find joy as you do your best to live the gospel of Jesus Christ in every circumstance. Sincerely, the First Presidency and Quorum of the 12 Apostles. Now, I'm one of the co-hosts of the Mormon News Report podcast. My co-host, Brent Malone, in Detroit, he's not able to join us tonight for this. He's in grad school, among all the other things he's got going on. So we just wanted to reach, oh, look, we don't want that to happen. We just wanted to reach out because we had an idea. Part of what we started to do recently is, we record our episodes on Sundays, generally. And recently what we've been doing is adding a segment on to our episodes, kind of reviewing or studying the upcoming week's Come Follow Me lesson. It just so happens that John and I have a calling where we teach Come Follow Me together. And so it's actually really great because we get to have a weekly kind of organized discussion before we do our own study and then teach as we review those things throughout the week. But given that this news has come out, what we've decided to do is extend our Come Follow Me lessons, that's a bad way to phrase it, our discussions, I guess, and stream them live with videos so that people can participate if they want. One of the coolest things about doing the podcast in general, but also the Come Follow Me segment, is that we've gotten a lot of feedback. People seem to enjoy it or appreciate it or push back on it. Either way. And so Richie says, which one is John? And I don't get that because he said it before. Anyway, so yeah, what we've decided to do is beginning this Sunday, we are going to broadcast a live discussion of Come Follow Me. Again, kind of just extending what we've been doing, but with the option of participation if you'd like.
So join us live, and you too might be able to make it on, like all these fun folks.
It'll be, it'll be interesting to see how it works. We've decided, and listen, like other things that we've done with the podcast, we're flexible. We're just going to try this out.
See how it works.
Yeah, see how it goes.
Yeah.
This Sunday, which is March 15th, Ides of March. Again, what could go wrong?
Absolutely.
Is that Jacob 1 through 4? Did we already?
Jacob 1 through 4 was this week.
Okay, yeah. So we'll be doing the next week's study, and so with that, we're gonna meet, gonna try to go live all together at 10 a.m. Mountain Time.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. and then that's noon, 12 noon Eastern, which is where Brant is. So let's check out some of these comments that we're getting here. Richie Jr. says, awesome. I am excited to join your family in the Come Follow Me studies. Perfect, Junior. Glad to have you. Suzanne, what time? Great question. 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 12 noon Eastern. So 11 Central and 9 Pacific.
What time in Australia?
I don't even know.
Okay.
Maybe a different day. But when I say that we're flexible on that, what I mean is it might be that, we have some requests for, hey, could you broadcast at a different time? So that's
it's a potential.
Yeah, we can totally have a conversation. Tracy asks, real Utah church? I don't know what that means. Sorry, it is kind of late. It's been a day and I am sleepy.
Depends. Are both of those adjectives and then one noun, real Utah church or real Utah church? Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then,
Tracy, that's a great question.
Okay, and then Suzanne asks, I'm in the UK. When will it be UK time? Well, let me figure that out.
Look at that hyphenated last name, English Fry. English Fry, I like that very much. Suzanne, welcome.
Does the UK only have one time zone?
I don't know. That would be my guess. Suzanne, let us know. Junior is in Brazil or just likes Brazil.
Okay, so right now in the UK,
it's 2:19.
It's 2:20 in the morning, which means it's
Suzanne, go to bed.
Well, it's 6 hours ahead. So if we are recording this at 10 a.m. on Sunday here, then it will be 4 p.m. on Sunday in the UK.
4 p.m.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good to know. Good to know. Here's Brenda Issamoyer, 12 a.m. Aussie time, she thinks.
Brilliant.
Good to know. So Mike Wilcox says,
this is awesome. I listen every week, and how cool you are doing this live. Thanks, Mike. I hope you join us, and I hope you enjoy it.
Mr. Mike, thank you very much. So Suzanne says it's now 2:20 a.m. Yes, it is.
Yeah. So
Yes,
we
it
are
is.
6 hours behind you. Again, that would mean that if we are
4 o'clock.
recording at 10 a.m. here, it will be 4 p.m. for you.
4 p.m. Awesome.
What else do we have? Any other messages?
Well, no, we don't. Not yet. But
Okay.
a question might be this. So I'm interested. I mean, we have just been hit with so many coronavirus, COVID-19 announcements in a row. This week has been crazy. The stock market here in the U.S. has just tumbled. I'm interested in finding out what you guys think. When will this return to normal? The church, I think, has been on the cutting edge, the front edge of doing things about COVID, about postponing things, and obviously they hit it before the NBA South by Southwest, all of the big conventions, conferences, etc. So let us know. Would love to know what you guys think. That would be great.
Junior asks, what time would that be in Brazil? Junior, It depends on which time zone you are in Brazil.
Yeah, there's multiple, I guess,
Yeah.
huh?
Mhm.
Well, it would be 3 or 4. Could be 4 hours.
It could be anywhere from 1 to 4 hours ahead of us.
Yeah. So don't know. Suzanne, I understand. We're sorry to hear that. Hope you can get some sleep. It's
Yeah.
very, very late your time.
And also hope you're not at higher risk for getting ill.
Yeah.
Someone asked about Australia. Was that just because?
Well, I think they actually give us the answer. If I remember correctly.
And it's also it's like noon or it's tomorrow over there. So I don't. Again, it depends on
where you're at.
So Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo. Yep.
Is that in the Brasilia district? Okay, local time in Sao Paulo. Let's see.
She's checking her phone.
It's 3 hours ahead. So that would be 1 p.m. on Sunday for you, Junior. Yeah, 1 p.m.
Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, but John brings up a good point. I mean, we went from... I mean, that's the thing about this is it's very fast-moving. We're learning more and more every day. And, I've seen a lot of people wondering, well, why do we have to do this? And I actually had a conversation with someone today where they just didn't know. But basically, if it feels like we're overreacting and kind of going over the top with these measures to avoid large crowds, what is it? Not social isolation, but there's a phrase that, anyway.
And isn't it social isolation?
Is it isolation?
I think so.
Well, anyway, but, basically it's to contain the virus that might be out there. You can carry and transmit the virus without showing any symptoms.
Asymptomatic.
So let's say, theoretically, you are a perfectly fine, healthy person of a certain age bracket, social distance.
Social distancing, Bill and Brandy. Thank you. Thank you. And Corey.
Yes, thank you. So let's say you are, again, of a certain age and you are in good health. You are not at risk. So why do you have to be inconvenienced this way? Why are your travel plans being canceled? But again, let's go through a hypothetical situation. You and all your health and good fortune and etc., whatever, you travel somewhere. Unbeknownst to you, on the last day of your travel, say you happen to come into contact with and acquire this virus. You go back to your community, and again, unbeknownst to you, you're not showing any symptoms. You go, I don't know where, church, Costco, a movie, school, work, anywhere. And you are spreading the virus that you have because it's not being treated, because you haven't been tested, because you're not showing any symptoms yet. The people that you are interacting with could be at higher risk, could be people with compromised immune systems, whether because of their own illnesses, could be people who are elderly. Basically, and then once you show symptoms, then maybe it's not that bad for you. I mean, it's a flu and it's really, I'm not downplaying it. It would be awful. The flu is awful. But for you, it might be an interruption, an inconvenience. But for someone else, it could be deadly. And so because of that, that is why it's important to, what a lot of people are describing as overreacting. It's important to overreact now, because the overacting is actually part of the prevention at this point.
And let's be honest, containment, I think we're far beyond that. Meaning abatement or that crescendoing of the, we've got to hit a peak before we can drop again. And gosh, I think containment, that ship has sailed. At this point, we reacted too late, specifically here in the U.S. I think at this point it's just a matter of being able to let's isolate as we can, and
socially
distance ourselves, and let's figure out how to, because obviously what we should be concerned about is overrunning our potential options for healthcare, right?
Look at Italy as an example.
Yeah.
They, and this is from people there on the ground, did not overreact, did not take the preventative measures, and now their healthcare systems and resources are completely saturated, and it's hard to be effective when everyone is ill, healthcare workers are ill, all the beds and medical units are filled, are taken, and the supplies are low, running low or not there. So that's kind of, I'm of the opinion that this is the right thing. Again, it might feel weird or inconvenient, but it's better in the long run.
Yeah. Abe has given some good thoughts here. Honestly, more scared of the people panicking than the virus itself.
That's a really good point. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do something that I wasn't planning on doing, but because you mentioned the panic, Abraham, I've got a friend who works in public health. She studied bioinformatics and epidemiology at Dartmouth.
Yeah, tell us all about it.
And anyway, she put up a post that was very, very helpful. She said, "I'm reading and hearing a lot of the same comments about COVID-19. Now that it's in Utah, it may affect us more over the next couple of weeks." And this applies everywhere at this point. And she wrote this yesterday morning. Here's a new way of looking at a lot of the common comments I'm hearing about COVID-19 interventions. So here's the comment she sees. "I don't know why the media is whipping up such a panic. COVID-19 is no worse than the flu. I mean, flu kills up to 80,000 people a year, and we don't do all this social distancing stuff. This is so overblown." So rephrased, perhaps it should be, "Wow, flu is way worse than I realized. It's killing up to 80,000 of our parents, grandparents, people with lung and heart problems, and even children every year. That's terrible. I'm going to start practicing better social distancing and hand washing every winter to do my part to protect others. And maybe I'll stop blowing off that whole flu shot thing. COVID-19 has a much worse mortality rate than the flu, especially for older adults." Another comment, "All of this social distancing because COVID-19 is destroying our economy. It's so not worth it." Rephrased, "Wow, infectious diseases can have a big impact on the economy. This pandemic is hurting people in lots of different ways. What can I do to help people around me who might be experiencing hardship? Maybe I should donate some money to the local food bank or shelter. History suggests the stock market will recover within 6 months, so my 401k will likely be fine. Better to protect myself and my neighbors right now." Here's another comment. "Oh, I'm so annoyed that I can't find toilet paper anywhere." Rephrased, "Wow, it can be hard to find supplies during an emergency, and some people are unkind and hoard supplies or try to make a profit off of people's panic. From now on, I'm going to keep a couple weeks' supply of food, water, toilet paper, hygiene supplies, and first aid and medicine. That way I won't ever have to worry about this again." Another comment, "How much should I be panicking or worrying about this?" And this gets to what you're saying. The rephrasing is, "I'm not panicking, but I'm staying informed and being thoughtful. If I were vulnerable to getting pneumonia from COVID-19 because of my age or a chronic condition, I would be really upset if people were careless with my health. We are all in this together. Staying home from some things for a little while isn't a big deal for me. It's annoying, but it will be okay. How can I help support people who need to go to work or go out, or people who can't? Maybe I can go pick up groceries for my elderly neighbors so they don't have to be out in public." Comment,
Maybe bring up ministering with that too, because you had mentioned some things earlier that I think is helpful.
What do you mean?
Picking up groceries and doing things. That was your idea to talk to some of our friends.
You are the home teacher for some people who are probably at higher risk simply because of their age.
Age alone?
Yeah, and since I teach a class at 5:30 in the morning and I'm out earlier in the day, when not a lot of people are at the store, I just said,
Mm-hmm.
why don't we call them and see if they need anything at the store? I'll get it in the morning.
So that's a way to help, right? It's
Yeah.
a way to reach out.
Mm-hmm. The last one here on this post, the comment is, I have kids that are going to hate being cooped up if school is canceled. This isn't fair to them. They aren't the ones being hospitalized. Rephrased, having to socially distance children is hard. They are not necessarily going to understand, and I don't want them to be afraid. They are going to get bored and frustrated quickly. But if one of them gets sick or injured, I want there to be hospital and doctor staff available to help them. Also, I want my children to know that sometimes we make sacrifices in our lives to help other people. Even if we aren't scared for ourselves, it's our turn to be the helpers. I know some single parents who are having an especially hard time with this. I think I'll reach out and see how I can help them. And I mean, I love, so much of that. But especially, I think we learned that something like 38% of nurses are parents. And so, should school get canceled, that could be a concern, because then where do those children, who will care for them while their nursing parents have to work? That is obviously a valid concern. And so maybe other people who are in a position where they are able to reach out and help working parents, single parents, this is a great time to do that. And I think maybe that's what John meant when he was talking about the ministering angle. So I'll be honest with you guys. This is his thing. He just went to go take a phone call. So let's look at some of these comments here. Let's see. How would it be? So how would it be in every state now, but it would be then later? Is it people from other states or what? Okay, so if I'm reading your question correctly, I'm going to say each state by state, governors and also mayors of larger cities have been holding. I've been talking with the media, making statements about what recommendations they're making for their own states. And today, Governor Herbert in Utah recommended ceasing meeting in groups larger than 100 people. Now, that was specifically for Utah. And what we're talking about is what the email in the statement in the newsroom from the church said today, which was basically worldwide, because obviously we know that the church isn't just in Utah. So Richie wants to know, when do I buy the oils? You can buy oils anytime you want, is what I'm guessing. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of the gist of it. And again, like we said, this Sunday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, we are going to do, for the Mormon News Report podcast, we've been doing a Come Follow Me segment at the end of every episode. And so this Sunday, we're going to switch that up a little bit and do a live extended version like this with like video, so that we can extend it and have more interaction, more conversation. So okay, here's another one. Here's another question. You just quarantine people, that's it, but is there any cure? Oh, I see. So your question is there any cure for this? So a vaccine is being created, as far as I know. Sometimes that can take up to 12 to 15 months. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, I guess. But yeah, that's the thing. The social distancing, that actually is part of prevention. And it's better to prevent something than try to come back later and, with the cure, because we don't want to, not the ban the cure. I mean, you could, but I don't know how to get the comments up.
Oh, okay.
So, anyway.
All right. Well, how are we doing? Are we done?
There are
Feel
comments that I'm trying to find and I can't.
Okay. Which ones?
You go ahead.
You just click on them and bring it up. So Tracy said the problem is that there aren't enough tests for the virus yet. It's likely in every state, but looks like it needs to be confirmed. Things like that. Anyway, I think from there, we'll just go ahead and finish and go from there. Jenny, did you have anything you wanted to say?
Yep, sorry, second. So anyway, yes. Thank you everyone so much for joining us for this. We just wanted to give a quick update. And like we said earlier, it will be Sunday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, noon Eastern. And moving forward, that might be flexible as we try to figure out what to do. But we look forward to seeing you Sunday. Let us know if you have any questions and we'll do our best to address those. So thanks.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.